Short intro tonight is what we got.
Tonight's Five Live Bear broadcast brought to you by Shoes.
Yeah.
Hot socks.
Hot socks and shoes this evening. Welcome to the Five Live Bears podcast. We're glad to have you with us this evening. Tim's in the chair, Brian on the couch, Charlie on the couch. Everybody watches us on YouTube. We're thankful for the 25 people who watch us on YouTube.
Thank you.
And
Especially our
growing.
Our one viewer. You know who you are. You know who you are.
We may be losing our SoundCloud home, though. I mean, I
It's
saw
going
that.
under right
Is it
now.
going under as we speak? I don't know. If we do, we'll be on Facebook alone for a while. We've had some real
and Apple Podcast, Google Play, and the YouTubes.
We'll be on Facebook and YouTube for right now. We'll have to change the RSS feeds around to get back on the other two.
The ORS feeds.
Or whatever
you
they're
know.
called. I can't remember exactly what they're called.
The
But,
WLRS feeds that just plays I'm the Walrus over and over and over
I Am
again.
the Walrus.
I thought you were talking about WKRP in Cincinnati.
I
We
wish
don't
that
talk
show-
about that.
Oh, man.
That's a show they do not need to reboot.
Wow. You know it's coming.
I hope
eventually.
not.
Well, they already rebooted it once.
They did?
Yeah, in the 90s, it had French Stewart in it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Are you sure that wasn't just the that other show with French Stewart?
No, it was the new WKRP in Cincinnati. It also had Dr. Johnny Fever and Tawny Katane was in it
Are you
as
sure
well.
that wasn't just Third Rock from the Sun?
No, sir. If there's one thing in this world I love, it's WKRP in Cincinnati.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Baby, if you ever wondered. Are we recording even? Or
Yeah,
no?
we're recording.
Okay.
Oh, this is live. Oh,
Okay.
hey.
Yeah, we're recording. What's happening here is we've had every type of computer and sound issue you could possibly have,
Tim caught on
Pepsi
fire.
the floor.
including somebody beating on their microphone.
And shoes getting thrown
Tim's
off.
dropping
and
Coke on the floor, all types of
No,
Coca-Cola on the
Pepsi.
floor, Pepsi
It's
on the floor,
Pepsi.
Coke everywhere.
I am sponsored by Pepsi.
and we had to change computers, and I'm trying to
Aaron's
reboot
at
everything.
Taco Casa.
Taco Casa. As we speak, Aaron is. Got some nerd news going on for you this evening. We've also got we're starting a new segment. We were originally calling it Spoons, but some of our favorite radio show hosts, Pat and Stu, use that. So we're changing it over to Scarf or Barf. Either we're going to want to scarf what we're eating, or we're going to want to barf it. And that's
Just a heads up, no one will actually be barfing.
Aaron.
We're filming that.
There are certain people that might enjoy that too much. So
See, you can't see me tonight because I got this giant monitor in my face. But we're going to start out with some news night. Aaron Allenbaugh on the phone with us once again from Dallas, Texas. We're glad to have you. Are you there, Aaron? Whoop.
Hey guys,
There he is.
Hey.
just driving down Fury Road here. Got a bunch of mutants chasing me.
Aaron just recently earned his bear on the podcast.
That's right.
So we want to give him a big hand for being with us on that, and calling every Friday night loyally from Dallas, Texas, while he's either driving, trying to get gas, or get his tacos,
Or fighting the zombies off.
fighting
not
the
getting
zombies,
arrested.
not getting arrested, or reading billboards to us,
Which
as
are
we-
awesome.
as we speak. Why don't we have those here in Louisville? Could you imagine?
That
That would be
Louisville.
that would be awesome.
No.
Well, you don't think? Well,
And we do have that one billboard downtown that says your wife is hot.
yeah, I've seen that
Get your
one.
AC fixed.
Yeah, I have seen that one several
Wow.
times.
See, that's the most creative thing we have in Louisville, really.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad.
Wow.
We got about 3 lottery billboards.
I don't
A
know.
quarter of a mile.
I'm going to win. I'm going to win, and I'm going to retire. That's my plan. I got my whole life plan out here.
You have to play John to win.
Well, I didn't say I didn't. I mean, my wife plays or could play. I don't want to do anything that's going to incriminate myself here.
I'm just
saying. You know, it could be
Hypothetically
something that
speaking.
could happen.
Hypothetically, if I won $363 million, we'd all retire.
Yeah, that's the way it would be. I would be gone. We would all have houses down in the down on the farm somewhere
With the big studio.
with a giant studio. We
with
just do this all
working
the time.
technology, right?
And we wouldn't even care if we only had 2 people listening to us. We would just, hey, we're rich. We're just going to do this.
I would care.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be like, I'm rich. I'll just go out and roll around in my dollar bills.
Scrooge McDuck.
That's what I would do. I'd have a big vault. I'd have a big vault and change all $300 million over to pennies. Just be diving into it
You
all the
would
time.
die.
Of course, you would your neck the first time.
Yeah. So we got some nerd news going on this
Swim underneath the
evening.
pennies and never be able to get out.
We also have we're going to be talking about what movie surprised you that it was good.
And then also Sharknado.
Oh yes, we're talking about Sharknado and some other things this evening as well. Plus our Would You Rather this week, and we'll be
And Scarf and Barf.
Scarfing and barfing this week as well. Got some news here this evening. Aaron brought us some good news this week. Aaron has been diligently sending me text messages since Monday, and some things we talk about here.
That's code for you don't have to send as many as you're sending, Aaron.
This comes out of the Justice League front.
Sure.
This is a Justice League front story that comes out that they have that on the back of a single Barbie doll style character from the series when they're putting out the Girls Dolls has changed the entire synopsis for the Justice League movie. It has taken the leadership role almost away from Batman and given it to Wonder Woman. So
Off the back of a Barbie package?
yes, let me tell you the story here. So it says Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman continues to march onward. Warner Brothers knows when to back the winner, even when they don't know it would be a winner while in production. Everybody thought it was going to be horrible. The popularity of the Amazonian princess Diana Pryce is riding away from Warner Brothers. And it says, up until this time, the synopsis was that Ben Affleck's Batman would be the driving force behind the formation of the Justice League. But with the success of Wonder Woman at the box office and the troubles floating around the Affleck Batman movie for Warner Brothers, they seem to be pivoting to put the Amazon as in the large and in charge of the superheroes. The new synopsis was found on the Barbie's new Justice League Barbie signature Meridol, and it says this. And here's what the synopsis says. Once again, Wonder Woman must demonstrate her ability as a fierce warrior facing a great enemy. She and Batman join forces to recruit a group of metahumans to stand against this newly awakened threat. Having formed an unprecedented league of heroes, they set out to save the planet from an assault of catastrophic proportions. And here's what the old one said. Fueled by his restored faith in humanity, inspired by Superman's selfless acts, Bruce Wayne enlists the help of his newfound ally, Diana Pryce, to face even greater enemy. So they're trying to do a subtle shift on the way in which the Justice League movie is going to be seen, and in fact, putting it on the back of a box. Now, regardless if here's the way I look at that. I don't know, you guys may have a different idea, and Aaron too may have one, but I don't necessarily believe that it's a synopsis shift as they're trying to make it out in this story to be.
It's a marketing shift.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say, because what they're doing is they're trying to sell a Barbie doll to girls, so they're going to make it more, and I don't mean this in a sexist way because I have a 13-year-old daughter. No, it ain't nothing like that, because I am all about girl power, as you all know. I've said that before on here. Charlie's all sitting over here.
I'm just trying to think of your Spice Girl's name.
Girl. It'd be
Angry Spice.
Splash Spice. That'd be my name. But I think it's just a marketing ploy to sell the doll. I mean, that's why I would do it. Because, I mean, if I was going to sell the Batman figure, I would empower that toward boys.
If I'm honest here, this opens up a whole nother can of worms issues with me. I am tired of toy lines coming out 3 or 4 months before a movie and spoiling the movie.
I was thinking you were going to say something completely different. This whole thing about just forcing like women being superheroes down our throats. I was like, "Oh, Tim, please don't, please don't." No, I'm glad.
But they'll release here's the new Star Wars toy line, and here's battle damaged Luke or missing an arm Luke.
Well,
or different things like that.
They did that with the episode 2.
Yeah.
Where, for Anakin. And also, the biggest spoiler like that was during the first Harry Potter film. They had the Professor Swirl, or whatever his name was.
With Voldemort.
Yeah, with Voldemort on the back. I'm like,
yeah.
Just gave away the...
Well, they kind of did the same thing back when they released Captain America Civil War, because they put out the Giant Man pop.
Right.
And that was one that was like they were trying to keep kind of undercover. Then all of a sudden, boom! Here's Giant Man.
Giant Man.
I think he came out in the Marvel. I think he came out in the Marvel box that month. So I'm not a big fan of that either. My thing about this is I think that if anything, they're trying, and maybe I'm wrong, and I hope I am, but I think it's one of these type of things where they're grasping at straws to try to kind of straddle the fence, so to speak, on this Justice League movie to make it better, because it's going to be going up against Ragnarok.
They are petrified that this movie is going to be awful, and they're trying to build off the Wonder Woman success.
Aaron, are you there? What do you think about that? Do you think it's a synopsis switch, or do you think it's just a marketing ploy to sell Barbie dolls?
I kind of wonder, they kind of changed directors with Josh Whedon stepping in, and he usually writes strong female characters. So I wonder if some of this is his changes.
Yeah, that is true. He does have a lot of the strong
And
characters.
I don't know if you saw the story I sent you about an hour ago, but they said that they put together a cut of Justice League for the WB execs to watch, and they said it was basically unwatchable, and they demanded all kinds of reshoots and stuff. They said the movie was too dark, it was not fun.
To be expected.
So they're like
Well,
totally redoing
less
the
mustache
movie.
on Superman.
See, the problem, the thing I don't like about what they're doing with the DC movies as opposed to Marvel, and this is something they've kind of gone back and they've kind of alluded to in the past, is that the Warner Brothers executives seem to have a lot of, I guess, creative control over the product and not allowing the directors and stuff to do what they do, whereas Marvel kind of goes the other direction and doesn't really step. I don't want to say step in a lot, but I
think the main issue is that DC is trying to make this gritty universe. Like, Batman's gritty and Superman's gritty and Wonder Woman is strong and which no problem there. But I mean, everything is just kind of this dark direction. Whereas Marvel is lighthearted, even though it's serious stuff going on. It's still they are fun movies, and I think DC is just not fun.
I liked the Wonder Woman movie. We went and saw it with Susie, and she liked it, and I liked it. It was okay. I mean, I'm not one of them who's going to be like, oh my gosh, it was like the best movie ever, or best superhero movie ever created. But it was a good flick. I could see where it could get some of that hype coming, especially on the heels of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice.
My bad. And Suicide Squad. I mean, those were
Oscar award-winning Suicide Squad.
My bad. Again, I'm sorry. So this one has to be something. But as we talked about a little bit last week about the Justice League movie, it seems like you're
gonna like Aquaman.
Yeah, exactly.
I guarantee it.
You're gonna love him because he's an underwater Thor. And then you have all the, and it's going to be another one. I think DC, in my opinion, the problem you have here with the DC movies is that they're late to the game. And it's just they're so late to the game that there's no way, shape, or form that they could possibly ever measure up to the Marvel movies.
Is it late to the game or being tone deaf to what their fans want? I don't think it's late to the game. Not to argue with you, but it's not late to the game. But I think that the fact that they thought that the fans were going to really love Suicide Squad and they didn't. And they were really going to love the wacky version of Lex Luthor, and they didn't. I think it's, like I said, less of being late to the game and more of just being tone deaf to what comic fans and normal people in general want. I mean, yes, there are a lot of people that love Suicide Squad. I love Suicide Squad, but not because it's a good movie. Because it is entertaining terrible. And how bad they could, the millions upon millions of dollars spent on this film, and it's terrible. So, yeah, I mean... Yeah, late to the game maybe too, but for the most part, they just had no clue how to make a good film for the fan base.
That's what it feels like.
Back to what Tim said, it was going to be dark and gritty as opposed to a good film.
Well, and I think the thing about it is with what we see with Marvel is I think even though they didn't really make a big deal out of it, they really learned their lesson with Iron Man 3. Because there was a backlash from fans about the way they did the Mandarin, and I know we've discussed that before. But I think that's a problem that DC's not getting. Is they're like, oh yeah, well we're just going to do this anyway because we can.
Right. It's like they make the Batman Superman movie, and everybody's like, okay, we don't like it. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just keep doing it, and you're going to like it. I guarantee it.
Well, I mean, like what we were saying about the gritty stuff. Like, I know that. We give John a lot of crap about his Ant-Man origin story, but if you were to tell me that character that Michael Pena played in Ant-Man was a character I would want to see in other Marvel films, I would have thought you were crazy because that character. So anyway, like my friend, and he sees this guy and knows this guy. But that character was such a good way to do a plot dump of the film.
Right.
They got so much exposition out of that movie, out of that character, and that's. Marvel thought, whoever decided on that character was like, let's make somebody really lighthearted to tell the story that we don't have time to film.
Right.
And little things like that Marvel does. Like the, the Thor Civil War trailer that they put out, the comical trailer. Stuff like that's part of canon, the mini movies they do to make things lighthearted, even though, you said, the subject matter is dark, whereas DC's like, we're gonna make everybody see how serious these films are. You're
gonna see that Superman struggles with being a god,
Which-
and that Batman struggles with being alone, and that Wonder Woman struggles being a woman, and that Aquaman struggles with nice hair.
But being amazing.
But you go back to like the original. Okay, let's just even go back as far as the original Superman movies from 1978.
Brian kind of looks like Aquaman.
And yeah, he does.
That's what I'm going for.
And even the Batman in 1989, even though the Batman was dark, and people say, "Oh, it was so dark," because I mean it was Tim Burton, but there was still kind of a lightness
There was.
to
Let's
it.
get nuts.
And the
You wanna get
Superman
nuts?
and the Superman movies
My
were
favorite
awesome.
lines.
Because the best scene I remember out of the original Superman movie is where he comes out and he spins around, he comes out and he's in a Superman suit, and there's the guy standing there and he's got the white looks like a pimp hat on. He's like, "Whoa, Jack!" And he's like, "Just hang on a second." He takes off. I can't remember exactly what the line was, but it's just that lighthearted stuff. It was great the way they put that
Right.
together.
I mean, DC just has no clue.
But it was totally 1979. I mean, it was totally 1970 style movie.
Now, kind of back to what we were talking. It's going to sound like it's off subject, but it's not. Consensus in the room. I doubt, Brian, did you watch the Watchmen film? Did you see that? Okay. What do we think about that movie?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Tim?
I'm middle of the road.
I thought it was a fantastic film.
Aaron Watchman? Aaron, are you there?
Are you eating your tacos?
Sorry, I was eating a taco.
Aaron, what were your thoughts on Watchmen?
I watched just the intro credits. That's all I've seen of it.
Oh yeah.
I've read the book, and I've read actually a few times, and I'm not a humongous fan of it. I think it's okay.
See, to me, it's one of the greatest comics ever written.
Well,
But here's
you-
the thing: Zack Snyder worked for that because Watchmen was dark. Watchmen is a story about how super beings are infallible or fallible, even
Right.
more so than normal
No, like
man.
I think Watchmen was done very well,
But-
I just think there's parts of it I could care less for.
Right, but here's what I'm saying though: even though he worked well on that, does not mean that he needs to be the helmsman
Yeah.
of the Justice League. Whereas Watchmen is basically an indictment of the Justice League.
Yeah, I agree with you that.
Yeah, that's good.
Moving on here just for a few seconds here. We got some really cool talk going on. Carl Urban is in talks to do a Judge Dredd TV show.
I hope that happens.
Oh,
I watched
my
Dredd again
goodness.
last night.
Yeah.
Fans, it says here, fans have been clamoring for a sequel to director Pete Travis's 2012 Dredd since the movie hit theater scenes. Fans have figured that the film's sequel was a long shot. They turned their attention to hopes of an HBO-like television series. In fact, it's been something of internet sensation. It goes on to say that Carl Urban is in talk has talked to conventions about wanting to be involved in a sequel, and now has finally confirmed that he is in talks with to do a new Judge Dredd, and it would be called Mega City One TV series.
That's awesome.
And
Nice. The best part about Carl Urban being Judge Dredd is just his face with the mask on.
yeah, you never see his eyes.
Well,
He goes.
there was a contract discussion for the film because they were like, when he learned this after he signed on, he read the script, and they were like, "Yeah, well, when you have your helmet off in this scene," he's like, "Oh no, Dredd never takes his helmet off. I will not." And he's like, "I'll walk before I take the helmet off."
Right.
That's, of course, he and I didn't have that discussion. That's just what I read. So
Well,
I-
he went on to say this.
I am the law.
He went on to say this. He said, "I am in discussion with them about that. I told them that if they write the material and give Dredd something to do and give him a function, I'll be there. I would love to." So, Brian, have you seen the Dredd
Yeah,
movie?
It was awesome.
Aaron, have you seen it? Have you seen the Dredd movie with Carl Urban?
No, I haven't. I have not seen it.
Aaron,
but I
have
am
you
a big
seen
fan.
anything?
I have kids, and they're not allowed to watch bad movies. I mean, not bad movies, but movies that aren't for kids. So
Can't
I
watch.
don't see a lot of stuff.
Can't watch movies that are rated R. Yeah, no, Susie doing the same thing. I have to watch Deadpool like under the bed or something.
No,
like
no. Deadpool's okay for Aaron's kids.
Oh yeah, they love that.
Just call me Angel. Big fan of the Carl Urban one, and I know a lot of people and I don't know why. It's unfortunate. I wish that movie had done more as far as like box office and had made more money and had a more popular
Well, I mean,
run.
I think it was released more low key. It wasn't meant to be pushed as it was almost like we don't want to do what we did with the first movie. Like we want to be like a underground version type. You know,
it's kind of similar to the comic it came from, 2000 AD. This
Yeah.
is just something dark, gritty, popcorn film to watch. Here you go. It's not a big summer blockbuster like Dredd was supposed to be.
Cersei's in it.
Well, but if you're going to do Dredd right, it can't be a big summer blockbuster film.
Right.
It's got to be. I mean, that's just like when they put out the Punisher back before when they were doing the Spider-Man movies or back before the Spider-Man movies. That didn't go over well because the PG-13 had John Travolta as the main bad guy. That's sad. I mean, we've talked about this before on here as well about the rated R superhero movie versus the PG-13 movie. And there are just some movies. Okay, Deadpool. It would not have been the same movie. It had been a PG-13 movie. So these Dredd movies should be rated R, and of course that's going to bring in a smaller audience because he's not a huge one. Logan did incredible. Deadpool has done well. Everybody's waiting for
bigger
Deadpool
names.
too.
Those are bigger draws.
But I would be all for seeing a Judge Dredd television show if they're going to do it right, and they're going to do it, dare I say, mature audience and put it on some either premium channel, let Netflix or Hulu pick it up or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big
Do
deal.
you think AMC would? I mean, not that they should, because I think they've kind of got their hands full with dark shows right now. But do you think
They could
AMC
replace Walking Dead with it.
They could replace Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, Fear the Walking Dead.
Preach. They have done, from what I know and what I've seen of it and seen of the comics, which is not a whole lot. They've done pretty good with Preacher.
Right. No,
Season 2 has done well, and it's as violent.
Yeah, they can get away with a lot of violence on
Yeah.
AMC.
And
Well,
they do some weird stuff on that show.
Same thing with FX. The things they got away with on The Shield and Sons of Anarchy were just like, whoa! I can't believe
Well,
this
Yeah,
is.
Sons was cool.
Go back and rewatch Breaking Bad. That was some
No, I'm
very
good.
there's some very violent,
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
upsetting stuff on
No, I'm good.
Breaking Bad. Don't be that guy.
I've never watched Breaking Bad. I was never a Breaking
Don't be
Bad
that
guy.
I watched it. I just don't. I mean, but
I'm good.
once again, everything I say that's snarky about
I will
stuff,
take my shoe off right now.
I know you will. But I'm rewatching
Who
Grey's
is
Anatomy
beating on
again.
their
So.
microphones? Ow.
What
That
just
was-
happened?
Somebody was
Blew
hitting
my
their-
eardrums out.
Somebody was hitting their mics.
Here's some incredible news. I know we're all ready for this one.
I'm good, thanks.
Are you ready? YouTube Red.
I'm definitely good, thanks.
YouTube Red. Susie, be ready for this one.
YouTube Red is not what you think it is.
Oh,
Now, hang on.
no.
Now,
Don't tell me
no,
to
it
change
isn't.
again.
It isn't. You, look at Susie. Susie's over there running the camera. She's like, no, it isn't. That's just
That's what I just said. I'm trying to clear it up for Brian.
Brian's having trouble.
Just because red is in the name.
Continue, John. Continue. Just
Anyway,
I'm completely lost now.
I know
told
all
you
of
I was
us,
good.
all of us '80s kids are going to be ready for this. Time to break out the karate suits again because they have. There's talks that they have ordered a sequel to Karate Kid called Cobra Kai. That's right.
I'm gonna
The
be
leg.
straight up honest with you. I hate this idea.
oh, I
It
cannot
said,
wait.
said YouTube Red has ordered a sequel to the classic 1984 Karate Kid,
Boom.
in which Ralph Macchio and Daniel Russo and William
Zabka.
Zabka. Yeah,
Billy
sorry.
Zabka.
And Johnny Lawrence said 30 years after their intense tournament fight,
Wow.
the sequel finds the pair back at it.
They just
And
can't
it
let it
says
go.
check out these
I hope
details.
I hope it's a straight up comedy,
Here-
like
here's
Adult
my
Swim
thing.
style.
I-
I cannot wait.
I don't like when a character changes and then they just retcon it like nothing happened. Like at the end of Karate Kid, William Zabka realizes all of his errors, hands the trophy to Daniel, says, "You're all right, man," and now they're going to be at each other's throat again. I just no.
Aaron, are you ready for the Karate Kid YouTube?
It's Brian.
I moved my foot.
I am so excited about that because
Whatever.
I love Karate Kid, and
I love Karate
big-
Kid.
I'm a big fan of the No More Kings video with Johnny.
Yes,
and
that's great.
when he's older and
Cobra
stuff. That's a
Kai.
great video, and I think it's going to be great. I think that Daniel's actually going to be probably the villain of the show. way it's sounding.
I hope so. No, I don't know. He's not.
Can't have that.
Because if you read on,
Susie,
William Zabka talks about
How much is YouTube Red per month?
like $9.99 or something.
It's free if you have
Aaron, are you-
Google
now, are
Play
you-
Music, though.
Are you willing
If
to
you have
pay $10 a month for it?
No.
I'll probably wait till all the episodes come out and then just do it for a month or a free trial or something just to watch it.
Not me. I'm done. They said while Pat Morita, God love him, Mr. Miyagi has passed and won't be in this. I'd hope not.
Weekend at Mr. Miyagi's.
Well, they did bring.
Just bringing him around, kicking his foot from behind him so he karate kicks people.
Show us how you karate kick, Brian. Show us how you karate. Yeah, there you go. That's how you karate kick.
You put the one foot behind this one, and he kicks Mr. Miyagi's leg
Just
up.
kicks it straight up in the air.
Just got him painting the fence all episode.
He's got strings like Home Alone.
Horrible.
Home Alone where
man.
It is bad.
you got the mannequins going across the windows.
no.
They did
He's
bring-
got Mr. Miyagi.
They did bring Peter O'Toole back for a Rogue One. They could bring Miyagi back. That would be all right.
No, have you not waxing cars?
Don't owe me.
It's not Peter O'Toole.
You're sitting
I
here
don't know if you guys.
What's up?
I don't know if you guys watched Community. It was a great TV show, but it was acquired taste.
Not Peter O'Toole, Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing. I'm sorry.
There's
My
an
bad.
episode of Community where they talk about Mr. Miyagi the whole episode in Karate Kid, and it's fantastic. It's a fantastic TV show. But anyways, side story.
Anyways, they say the impact will be felt with the series as 30 years after the first tournament. Daniel is struggling with his loss of his mentor. Still 30 years later.
Can't get over Mr. Miyagi.
That was hardcore. And Sensei, while Johnny Lawrence is still having his struggles in life, deciding to reopen his old dojo, Cobra Kai.
Shoot the leg.
Their childhood revelry will soon heat
So
up.
like what I read is
Cannot
that
wait.
one of Daniel's kids is gonna go wayward or whatever and join the dojo, and it's gonna upset Daniel that his kid's in William Zabka's dojo, and so it's gonna cause a rift between the two of them, and blah 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 blah. Because Daniel's having a tough time connect with his kid, but his kid connects with Johnny, and that just
Oh,
upsets
man.
Daniel, and it's just
That
gonna
would
be
have
like.
me- That's just crazy. This next little bit of news here, I am excited about this. I don't know if anybody, the rest of you, are M. Night Shyamalan fans. I know Susie's standing there. She just looked up from her camera. Any M. Night Shyamalan? Aaron, are you M. Night Shyamalan guy or not?
I like Signs. I haven't seen Unbreakable, and I thought Sixth Sense was predictable and overrated.
You haven't seen Unbreakable?
Wow. Have
I
you
have
seen?
not seen Unbreakable?
Have you seen Split?
No.
I have
Excellent.
not seen Split.
It is awesome.
His best film, The
James
Happening.
McAvoy is incredible. The Happening. I kind of like The Happening. I don't know
you
why.
do.
I kind of did. Anyways, here's what it says.
The Earth is out to get us.
I'm a big fan of this because they have now started the production of the next one in that series called Glass, and that's what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to see it. Me and Susie really like
Spoiler
Split.
alert! Spoiler alert! Brr, brr, brr.
Well, it's
So
not. It's
Split-
out there.
Split is supposed to take place in the same universe as Unbreakable.
Yeah.
And the villain from Split is supposed to be a supervillain that possibly Bruce Willis will face off against, because Bruce Willis is the hero, and the main villain in Unbreakable is Samuel L. Jackson, whose friends used to call him Mr. Glass.
Saying here that the Unbreakable sequel, which is also in the Split universe, is said the much anticipated project could start shooting as early as next month. Samuel Jackson will reprise his role as Eli Price, aka Mr. Glass. Bruce Willis will return as the Unbreakable's most invulnerable hero, David Dunn.
Except the water.
Yes, don't fall in the water.
Except the water.
So yeah, every superhero, or every supervillain just needs to carry around a super soaker, and it's over.
And then it says here that James McAvoy from the World of Split will be back on screen as
I guess
Kevin
I have
Wendell.
to watch
Crumb.
Split now.
Yeah, you got to see it. Also playing Patricia, Dennis, Hedwig, Barry, Jade, Orwell, Henrik, Nora, and of course the Beast. And Glass is due to hit theaters in January 18th of 2019. So I am psyched about it. Now, when we watched Split, me and Susie sat down here and watched Split one night, and we did not.
Sleep that night?
No, it was actually pretty good, and we were really cool about it. But I didn't realize it was going to be in the same universe as Unbreakable. So when they get to the end,
Supposedly, if you take the movie posters of the two movies, they line up.
Do they?
There's like a glass shattering that goes across both movie posters. Something.
That'd be very cool.
It's special creation. Sorry.
I really thought
After the village.
After the Village,
And,
And,
what was the one with the
Lady
girl?
in the Water.
Yes.
Lady in the Water was.
I couldn't
oh my
even
gosh,
finish that movie.
that guy had the one big arm. That's the only thing I know about that movie.
And I went to see The Village in the theater. This is probably the first time I've ever actually yelled a curse word in front of a group of people that large. The phrase "Are you kidding me?" had another word added to it at the end of The Village. In the packed theater at Showcase Cinemas.
I mean, the thing about the
Oh.
village, though, is the longer the movie went on, the more I figured he's going to really do this. He's really going to make it the ending that I
I didn't.
expect.
I was like, that can't be the ending. And then I stood up in the theater and said that.
Why, God? Why?
Are you kidding me? And I got a round of applause.
Only time in your life.
Yes.
That was his 1 minute of fame.
The date I was with didn't care for it too much.
I'll have to ask you later who you were with.
You never met her. It didn't last very long.
Oh, okay. That's probably why.
Yeah, I would say it's
That's probably why.
I'm
sure-
find out she
reasons.
was M. Night's niece.
I'm sure on my first date with Carl, if I jumped up wherever I was and yelled, "Are you kidding me?" we probably wouldn't be sitting here in
that
this
wasn't
basement.
the, wasn't the
about.
problem.
Oh.
It wasn't the cursing. It was
Okay.
just the.
Oh. And now, welcome to Charlie's Dating Corner, where we discuss all of Charlie's dates
We'll get.
and the rough times in his life.
What are you doing?
Isn't the camera going to
she
shut off
flipped
here pretty
it. She
soon?
got it.
No, she's already got it,
Our
man. She's already
producer-
ready to go.
Oh,
Our
She's
producer
already,
was
she's already
on
killed
top
it.
of it.
She killed it.
John, can we talk about Sharknado?
We will here in a second. Let me get through this
I
one.
keeps putting you
I
off.
am biting at the chomp.
We'll
Well,
get to
I
it.
don't think
We'll
I-
get to it. here.
Chomping at
Shark
bit.
joke. Shark joke.
Just don't
Last
jump
little
the
piece of
shark
news here this evening from the Nerd News Desk is Walking Dead. Walking Dead news. Aaron, are you ready for the Walking Dead news?
Nope.
Sure.
He sounds it, man. He sounds he's ready. No, you non-Walking Dead people will like this, I think. Walking Dead is getting a robot chicken. That is going. Wow, that did not go over like I thought it was going to go.
I'm
over.
just.
Well, I'm trying to
Like
process what you just
episode
said.
of Robot Chicken will be Walking Dead themed, or
Yes.
there will be an actual robot chicken.
right.
In the,
See, that's
I was
where I'm
the same
at.
way.
I was
Yes.
like, I was thinking like
I want to think that he's talking about Robot Chicken as
Okay.
making a Walking Dead. But at the
Here-
same
this is my
time, I'm
thought,
thinking,
like-
it's like
Oh my God.
I mean, it's
are
really
they
going to
gonna-
be like chicken. This is
Negan
the
has-
dictatorship.
Negan
I'm
got
going to make you
Eugene.
scrambled eggs.
Eugene, I want a robot chicken.
Yeah.
All right, boss,
Negan
I'll do it.
creates a robot chicken to fight the tiger. That's what
He's
I was.
like,
that's where my
yes.
brain went.
Oh my
like,
god!
that
It
is-
would make the show so much
That is
better.
so
if
cool.
If Eugene made a robot chicken.
Eugene, you beast! You just made yourself a. you
Well.
just got yourself another woman and another thing.
Well, what I did was I crossed the wires on them chickens, and I
No,
built-
no,
I
no,
built
no,
a
no, no, no,
machine.
no. Okay,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
You'll
no.
probably do a better impersonation.
no,
Go
I'm not.
ahead.
I'm not doing them.
Go ahead,
No.
John.
Nope.
Let-
Go ahead.
John,
Crush it,
John,
crush it,
Eugene, do a Eugene. Let's hear it.
I ain't doing that. Can't do it. All right, can't do that one.
Just crushing people.
Walking Dead is going to be on Robot Chicken. Robot Chicken is making a Walking Dead episode. There we go. Says Walking Dead is about to launch its 8th season, regrettably to some people. And we've seen endless torture, cannibalism, and graphic violence, and that they are now going to be getting a Robot Chicken episode just for themselves. If it's anything like the Star Wars episodes, it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a great thing. I love Robot Chicken. We've watched some of it on. I think it's on Hulu now, or
Yeah, like the first 2 seasons, 3 seasons.
Me and
No.
Susie sat down and watched it one night. And she was like, "What is that?"
Oh,
It was just like absolutely disturbing. But
will you never?
it'll apparently be on the Adult Swim show, forthcoming Robot Chicken, the Walking Dead special. We'll have something. There's a trailer that you can see. It's already out, but there is no.
Probably the best thing Seth Green has ever done besides Airborne.
But as of right now, there's no release date for the
Can't
episode.
hardly wait is the best thing. Seth Green
You
ever
know what I'm saying?
We have been putting it off for a while now because I've been trying to not talk about it. But Sharknado 5 was out this last week. Yes, that is right.
Oh, my gosh.
Sunday night in all its absolute 100% glory.
Let me get out my notes because I've got.
Tim's got notes on it. Tim sent out a text message early Sunday morning. He's like, Sharknado marathon. And I sat from like 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 9 o'clock at night watching nothing but all the Sharknadoes. I had to get caught up.
And your life was better.
The
for
only
it.
one I didn't like, and I know saying liked is a very strong word when you're talking about
Don't-
Sharknado movies,
Don't you dare.
is the only one I didn't like was number 2.
2.
2 was real weak.
I think.
Did
that
you watch the film or the riff tracks?
No, I watched the film.
Okay.
I think
I
the
watched the film.
definitive Sharknado movie ranking goes. Aaron, see if you agree with me. Episode 3, Episode 1, Episode 5, 4, and 2. That's my Sharknado movie.
Susie, would you
ranking.
grab us our Would You Rather cards over there, please? Thank you.
That's probably right. I might move 5 up to the second spot. 5 was really
Oh,
good.
yeah, it was a good one. John, how did you feel being baptized in the fire like that?
I didn't like it at all until the baby's hand came out of the shark.
Oh, part 3.
That was
Oh,
a
Charlie,
moment. That was right up there with the
Charlie,
end.
let me share this with you, okay?
Hang on. That was right up there with the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
When I thought it was hopeless.
It was hopeless.
Hopeless beyond hope.
Tara Reid is pregnant
And
with,
Scott.
with Finn's baby.
Scott,
Of course.
Scott from 90210 is standing there just watching.
Ian.
I've seen
Finn.
all of them but the last one, so I'm Sharknado.
And when that chainsaw started up,
Yes. So
and the gut of that
she's
shark.
missing a hand, and
Oh.
she's got a shark. She's got a chainsaw. Okay, the giant like whale shark swallows her, crashes to the ground, and he's like,
No, wait. It's when they're re-entering orbit from space.
"That's true. That's true. I forgot. They re-entered the atmosphere while they were inside the shark for protective,
Purposes.
And
yeah.
so she lands and crashes, and he's just like, "Oh my gosh, I've lost my wife and my unborn baby." And the chainsaw comes through the side of the shark, and out comes a little baby hand.
I mean, it was epic. It was an epic moment. And I was sitting there and I was
I'll
like,
have to get caught up on this.
what the?
You teared up, didn't you?
Me
You
teared up?
Teared up.
Well, yeah, I did. Because, man, I felt bad for Scott. I felt bad for Scott.
And so,
90210.
Sharknado 5, by the way, global swarming, it turns into a time travel movie.
It turns into an epic.
a time travel movie where
I could not believe
his
it.
young son later is Dolph Lundgren.
It was awesome. He
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
gets he gets thrown into the future, or no, he doesn't get thrown in the future.
His son does.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he comes back, and this like Sharknado tank car thing pulls up, and the top pops off, and this guy, and he
Exactly.
goes, Dad, and he's like, hi, and it's really horrible,
At one point,
but it was
they're
Dolph
they're in
Lundgren.
Egypt at the pyramids, and they break the shark artifact, or as I like to call it, the shark artifact, and it causes a worldwide like tidal wave of sharks and some kind of mystic, and it wipes out the entire world except for him and Tara Reid's head.
Tara Reid lost her head. That was a moment because I had actually, unfortunately, I had looked away from the television and I looked back up and he's holding her head. And it was it talking? Was it like
No, it wasn't talking. It wasn't. I don't
I was
think
saying
it
it's
was.
like Futurama.
Well, she's a
where the-
robot.
Aaron, it wasn't talking, right? It was just a head.
I thought there was a moment where it was about to talk, and then she like short circuited and died or something.
So he wraps it up like in a sack and puts it on a stick and puts on a
a
black
bindle.
robe. Yeah, and he proceeds to then walk the earth.
with a head like a
shows
hobo.
him walking in front of the Taj Mahal. It shows him walking in front of all these things, and suddenly out of nowhere, the Shark Tank rolls up with Dolph Lundgren.
as his son
Dad,
from the future.
I figured out how to control the vortex to travel in time. I can take you back.
The plot-
We can stop it all.
The plot hole was
Boom, boom,
so
boom,
the plot
Sharknado
hole was
6.
so big that I couldn't even figure out why they were going back in time or how the
Save everybody.
no, but I couldn't figure out how the sharks actually got to the point to where they had these where you could use them as wormholes to get from one place on the earth to the next.
It's the Sharknado.
That
It's
was
not the
left
sharks.
out. That part was left out.
John, if you're trying to make sense out of a Sharknado movie, that's your own problem, all right?
Now, the one scene in it that I did really like and I thought was really cool was when they went down into the cave and they found Indiana Jones's hat and his whip.
That's the very beginning.
That was awesome. That was cool.
Here's my favorite line in the movie, okay? At the beginning, he's about to rappel down a wall, and the lady goes, "Have you done this before?" And he goes, "I've done everything before."
Yes. That's where Aaron sent me. Aaron sent me a text right then. He was like, as a caver and a repeller, could they really do that? Because he like jumps off the side of the cave
does.
and then he goes down through the cave hole. That's the only way you can saw through the
cave
cave hole at about 120 miles an hour.
Charlie,
He's
yeah.
like, "Vreen!" And then he like stops right at the floor and then slams into the floor and gets up and he's not even dirty.
Oh, what? He crashed through the atmosphere on a shark, okay, and landed on the
It's
ground.
Finn.
It's Finn, okay? His dad's name is Gil.
I heard a
Gosh,
I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor. I never did catch that till you just said that.
Did you really didn't piece that together?
No, I never pieced it together. I'm just kind of slow on the uptake because they never. I never heard David Hasselhoff's name. I mean, it was just the
I know
Hoff
the
played
kid's
his
name is
dad.
Gil, right, Aaron? But
Yeah,
wasn't
the kid's Gil.
Isn't it named after his dad? Something like because that's when they thought his dad was dead when David Hasselhoff was on the
Right,
moon
right.
and he couldn't
He was
get
living
back.
on the moon.
He was
Seth
living on-
Rollins is in Sharknado 4.
Is he?
I'm on it now.
Oh yeah, you got
There is a wrestler in Sharknado 5. It might be Seth Rollins. When they go to Brazil, the bartender is a wrestler. because he body slams a shark or
Yeah,
something.
now I'm on it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Jericho's in.
There's several.
two.
Yeah, Jericho's
Yeah.
in 2.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
So
That's the only one I
Two
knew.
more things about Sharknado 5. One, Chris Kattan is absolutely either amazing or horrible in this film. I can't tell.
Is he playing Mango?
He's the British Prime Minister, but he's doing like a Russian accent or something. It's the weirdest accent.
It's Winston Churchill he's trying to impersonate.
It's awful.
You know,
It's awful. And he loses a leg, and he's like, "Bring it on, sharks!" And then a shark falls on him.
I think my favorite scene, other than the baby hand scene,
Yeah, Sharknado
and
4.
this is going to sound weird, but I think it was in Sharknado 3 where they're in Las Vegas, and the Chippendales start fighting the
Of
sharks.
course, that's your favorite part.
Yeah, I know. And and just out of nowhere, the one kills it with a pelvic thrust.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was-
yeah,
that
yeah.
was-
He's just like, va-boom! And the shark just like
It's
obliterates.
like poof.
Let me
And
say,
then-
the last thing about Sharknado 5, the most unbelievable part of a movie revolving around time travel and sharks is that at one point, somebody steals the sharkifact, gets in a Mitsubishi, and they're able to catch him in a smart car.
Well, duh.
Most unbelievable part of the film.
It was
The rest of it,
my favorite part was when he met the Pope.
yes.
Yes, Fabio.
Fabio was the Pope.
and he gives him that and he gives him this chainsaw, and then he goes out onto the porch
he
and,
does.
and pulls a Hamilton.
Hamilton pose.
And that gonna,
I'm not giving up my shot.
it was
When he
crazy.
sees the Pope, though, he says, "Bless me, for I'm Finn." That's such a great line.
But at the end of the day, on these, I mean, you really
Don't you talk back.
no, I'm not, and that's the thing is they're absolutely put together for nothing more than the pure mindless enjoyment of watching something crazy.
yes.
And that's what I liked about them. That was what was so fun about it with me, because I had never seen it. I was like, Sharknado, come on. I had seen Gatoroid and some of them other ones. My dad
Lava
Brian's got a
Lantula.
bad case of
my dad
Gatorade.
texted me, he's like, there's a movie on about a 3-headed shark. And I was like, nah.
Did you ever
Sharknado.
watch Lava Lantula?
Not yet.
It's
haven't
still
s-
on the DVR.
It is.
And
Two lava.
they even had
two
a Steve.
Lantula.
They had a Steve Gutenberg sighting where he was fighting, or he had been where he talked about fighting spiders. In one of them, I think
Yeah,
it was 5,
yeah.
and he was. I know it was a reference to
It's
lava.
4 or something. Yeah.
Wasn't it a reference to Lava Lantula?
Yeah, it's a reference to Lava
Yeah.
Lantula. They're in the same universe.
That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. But yeah, it's just completely mindless, and that's what's so cool to me about it, because it does not take it. I mean, after
Right. It does
it's
not.
just nothing serious
It's
about
meant
those
to be
movies.
serious, but it realizes that it's not. And also, there's Aaron said the Shark Sisterhood, right?
Yeah, the Shark Sisterhood.
It's a worldwide network of women who are like determined to fight the Sharknadoes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's you better go watch it.
All right, so Sharknado 5. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm sure
I
you can catch it on
guarantee.
Sci-Fi somewhere, this or whatever streaming service they have, and check it out. I mean, I don't know. I would say that most of the people that listen to us would be Sharknado fans. I mean, that's just kind of our thing. It's kind of our gig here.
Is it time for Scarf?
It is time for Scarf and Barf this evening. We over the last, we're going to do this every week now because we like to do it. It's a new segment.
I don't have my Pepsi to drink.
He doesn't have his Pepsi because he dumped it all over the floor here down here earlier.
It was only like a quarter of a
But
gallon.
what we're going to do is as me and Charlie, we're big fans of Pat and Stu Radio on the Blaze Network, and they do a thing on there called Spoons every day, and I'm missing it because I was able to listen to it this summer when I was off, and I would catch them on a podcast. So they do a thing called Spoons, but I didn't want to do Spoons because calling it Spoons is something they do, and I don't want to be. And we've been kind of calling it Spoons when we would do one when we taste something, and we've tasted some good stuff. Last winter near Christmas, we had the eggnog.
Disgusting pie.
The eggnog pies, which were not so good. But from now on, we're going to start it, and we're just going to have it as a regular segment on here, except we're going to call it Scarf or Barf, and that's more our style of wording. So what we're going to do is we're going to eat something, and it's something that nobody's tasted before. That's the parameters. Even I haven't taste tested them to make sure that they taste good or bad. And
That's the name of your kid, right?
yeah, Susie hasn't either.
Parameters
Susie's going to come
cake.
over. She's actually going to join us in this.
Parameters.
Our
Add an into
camera
it,
person.
Like parameters.
There are the only parameters are is that I don't smell them or I don't taste them before you guys do. That's the only parameter I got. So tonight, what we have,
Charlie.
and I'm gonna have, we're gonna pass these around.
That was
What we have now, we got to eat more than one because they're jelly beans. But when I was at the mall, not Jefferson Mall last week, I was out at one of the good malls,
The mall.
the mall. I walked into the candy store and they had some Tabasco flavored Jelly Bellies.
John, let me ask you a question.
Yes,
If I eat these, will it knock my shoes off and expose my feet?
we can only hope. We can only hope. All right, so I'm gonna pass these around. Susie's grabbing hers here.
Okay.
I feel like we're passing around communion.
It might be. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 6 of them here.
I
so-
am getting one
No, come on, man.
Really?
At least 4.
Yeah, you got to do at least 4.
negative ghostwriter. I have the palate of a 12-year-old middle school girl sleepover party.
All right. Now we'll make a decision. It's like, would you rather? We'll decide whether or not we're going to scarf or barf them. And, all right.
So just you ready?
All right, you ready?
Aaron,
I'm going else. Aaron's gets one too. Here we go. On the count of 3. 1,
I put one on your phone.
2,
okay?
3.
Is it like a red hot?
Oh yeah.
Wait a second.
Oh wait a minute.
Holy cow, that thing's hot.
Nah.
Swallow it. Wait.
Hey, good.
Aaron, how's yours?
It's part of my tongue.
They're good. They
My
taste good.
gosh.
It's good flavor, but
I just put 6 in my mouth.
there's a burn at the end of it.
There is a serious burn.
But it's good.
You all right, Tim? Tim's face.
I'm good. Brian just caught what I said, though.
I didn't see it, but I'm laughing at Brian.
Brian just went nuts on the couch. You all right, Brian? Well,
I can't feel my tongue.
they're hot.
Can't feel leather.
Now at first,
Let me tell you guys, when you only eat one, not too bad.
when you eat 6,
There is a burn afterwards, but it's good.
ooh, that's going to come out bad tonight.
Aaron, how's yours?
It's burning.
Right? You okay? Now, really, to be honest with you, there's a really good Tabasco-y flavor at the very beginning. Now, it kind of turns into almost like a cherry flavor after that.
Yeah.
Me and Brian are dying.
And then it just turns to straight fire.
And then it gets on fire.
Then
Okay.
it tastes like the 7th level of hell.
Oh, gosh.
No, I had a drink there, and you said that. I was like, it's either coming out or going
Brian's
down.
crying over there, man.
Okay, so let's go around. Susie, scarf or barf?
Scarf. I like
You like she's scarfing it. What do you think, Charlie?
I'll never eat them again, but it wasn't terrible.
No, well, so you're going to barf it.
No, I just.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Here we go. Scarf it then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
There you go. You got to say it.
Scarf, dude.
Is it snarf or scarf?
What do you think, Brian?
Snarf.
You going to scarf them?
They're good.
Tim?
It didn't taste bad, but I'll never eat them again.
I'm going to scarf them.
Aaron,
That was good.
Aaron,
I love them. I eat them every week.
it's back with my daily
Woo!
nutrition.
Man, that was hot. Hang on,
I
my
feel like I'm on
nose.
fire right now. I'm like,
I'll-
I ate them.
I'll eat some more of those later. No, not tonight. I mean, I'll eat them in the morning when I got time to process
Breakfast.
it.
It's
I'll
part
wake
of a balanced
myself
meal.
up.
Yeah. All right.
I'll wait till Carla's still asleep and I'll drop one right in her.
I mean, on Talking Bears, you guys will discuss them.
We'll
Yeah.
discuss it. Spousal abuse.
Yeah. My spouse. She'll pour the whole bag in my mouth.
Shove a funnel in your mouth.
Would you rather this evening? Here we go. Would you rather just? I think we've done that before.
Do you have any feet related? Would you rather?
No, I don't. Would you rather drink liquid from a leaking garbage bag or chew a hairy clump found between the cushions of an old couch?
What is wrong with you?
I just pulled the
those are
cards.
terrible.
You?
I'm sorry. I didn't have.
I'm gonna go and say barf now, not because of the
Would
flavor.
you rather be stabbed in your right eye or stabbed in your left eye?
I'd rather be stabbed in both than do either one of those.
This is the type humor our fans have come
Oh,
to,
that is
to
horrible,
recognize.
No.
No, we have not.
No.
We've never been that nasty.
No.
No.
What would it be?
No, that's nasty.
No.
No, you have to answer it.
No, nasty.
Okay, parameters.
Is it your
Got it. I
trash?
got it.
I,
Did it
It
say-
I
is,
got
it is a clean trash bag
where
that
you
nothing
just
but
dumped
water has been
in
poured
it,
in.
put a hole in it. There you go.
Yep,
There
trash.
we go. That's good.
Because
That's
never,
bag.
never hair, never. No. Hair.
My nose is watering.
Chewing on hair is disgusting. As the whole snot.
Aaron, what about you?
What was the choices? I didn't hear 'em.
Drinking liquid from a leaking trash bag or eating a
Clump of hair found in between your
hair
couch.
found in between your couch cushions or something like that.
Ugh.
or catch the wave that's going through
Or Texas.
the tsunami.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch a tsunami.
Okay, so it was just too nasty for us.
Let's
this
do it.
evening.
Is there another one, John? That's
No,
maybe not
oh
quite so
my
nasty.
God.
Okay, I'll give us one more here because we got it some time.
You got some non-nasty ones?
No, I'm looking. Hold on. No, No, these are all the gross ones. I'm sorry.
Did you like grab the gross? Would you rather?
She grabbed the gross pal.
Susie, what's wrong with you?
How do you grab the gross ones?
Would you, let's see, here it is.
Would you rather eat boogers off the floor?
Would you rather be able to sleep upside down like a bat
Okay.
or be able to sleep standing up like a cow? Is that more?
Bat.
That's
Cow.
more palatable for you all?
Aaron,
That
did you
is
hear
more
that
palatable.
one?
Probably the cow, because I think that freaked people out. That's pretty cool.
I
just
just think the
standing
cow, just so like I'm just somewhere and I don't want to be, I can just stand up and go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, stay standing.
I would
I
say.
mean,
Go ahead, Aaron.
Without cow tipping.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, as the bat sleeping upside down, does that mean you have to be like Batman, original Michael Keaton Batman, and have something to hook your feet into, or do your feet have the
You have
ability
claws.
to like,
I'm
you know?
gonna-
So like, if I were to take my shoe off and take my foot, just
And connect it?
have the ability to do like this,
Well, but you're wearing a sock. You'd have to take this. There you go.
like this.
Yeah, just connect it to the wall. Oh my gosh.
This is the last.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening to us this evening. I would say listen to us on SoundCloud, but I don't know exactly where that's going to be in the next few days. So we'll keep you posted on Facebook if something does happen. Keep listening to us on there until we find out different what's going on. There's a lot of things. Got some news reports today that things aren't looking good, but we're hoping that that's just not right. Listen to us on iTunes and Google Play. Also on YouTube now. Want to thank our YouTube people who are listening and watching us now. And we hope that you have a great and incredible rest of your weekend.
See you later,
Brent.
players.
See you later.
Sorry.